Hadi Om. I'm at our ashram, Satchidananda Ashram-Yogaville in Virginia. Advanced teacher training is about to start. Actually, in a few minutes I need to leave. But I want to try to get in this 14th lesson on the Bhagavad Gita entitled Falling Back to Cleverness to Avoid Facing Ourselves. Let's start with our slow, deep breath. Om Shanti. There's no doubt that war is a savage and brutal way to try to resolve conflict. And there must be a better way for Homo sapiens to resolve things rather than sending young people to kill each other or to press a button and level a city block. I like how Gene Roddenberry's vision from Star Trek was to see that in a few hundred years humans have ended all war. That allowed us to combine all our resources so we could explore the final frontier. May it be so. But it helps us to understand Arjuna's panic and distraught feelings about the war as he's placed in the middle of the battlefield. But I want to keep our focus on the esoteric meaning of the story and also how it pertains to us. So we could say that Arjuna's anxiety is arising from a direct perception of how attached and identified he is with his current ego structure, and how concerned he is about who he would be if he transcends everything that he holds dear to his life at this time. In lesson number 7, we talked about Gandhari and how she represents our buddhi, our inner intelligence, and how she blindfolds herself and marries the blind king. And thus she uses her intelligence to justify maintaining the status quo, and in worst case scenarios even finding ways to sabotage our spiritual journey. So in chapter 1, verses 32 through 44, those 12 verses, we see how this Gandhari is working on Arjuna. And he uses his intelligence to justify to himself and to Sri Krishna the reasons why he needs to flee this battle and why it's a spiritual decision. He quotes scriptures and he uses his cleverness to weave a web of logic that basically is there so he doesn't have to face what he doesn't want to see. And Krishna doesn't respond to anything he says. I think that's one of the reasons that Arjuna keeps coming up with more and more arguments, because he's not getting any feedback or positive response from Krishna. So hopefully we can see how this pertains to us. And in our next week lesson, we'll look at the end of chapter 1, the yoga of despondency of Arjuna. Thank you for watching. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.